Respecting the traditional custodians, we acknowledge the Turrbal and Kaurna peoples as the original inhabitants of the lands now known as Brisbane and Adelaide. We pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging, and recognize their enduring connection to the land, waters, and culture.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Brown Girls Down Under, and I believe this is episode 32. I can't believe we've done 31 episodes already. But I'm Dashani, joining from South Australia, and I've got Shanali from Brisbane.
From a new location.
Oh, love this.
I've been waiting.
Love
the setting.
Love the peace lilies.
Yes, this peace
as well.
lilies
The plant
is very aggressive though. It's in my face, so I keep knocking it all the time. But my mum bought this plant specifically for the podcast room, so it's thriving. Even though she's not here, it's thriving. So I'm very happy about that.
How long have you had it now?
Like a month, maybe a month and a half.
Okay. Does it require a lot of care?
No, it doesn't. That's why I really like peace lilies, because they're pretty chill. Like I literally just water it, but I've got a lot of peace lilies.
Right.
And my dad, when he was here, he propagated a few. So we've got little ones as well.
Oh, wow.
So I'm hoping that they'll rise and I'll have more peace lilies, So I'm very excited. I'm in my new chair. This chair that I picked up from the side of the road. Thank you. I picked it up from the side of the road. So I'm very excited about that.
The best kind of chair.
Yeah, I know, right? And I've got all my books here. And this is like our little chill room. So I'm very happy.
Nice. This is the potty room now.
It is the potty room, yes. It's the potty room / library. So very happy.
Yeah. Ryan might sit down and do a podcast by himself.
Probably. Yeah, talk to his
sit down with Ryan.
Yes, probably. But he was like, can I share this room with you? I was like, yeah, I guess you can. It's fine.
Nice. He might become like a social... What if Ryan starts posting his videos and they get more traction than we do?
No, that's not
That's our worst nightmare. So we cannot allow it.
We're going to have to throw some fists then.
How's your... I think... We recorded only a couple of days ago, but how are you feeling post, your parents leaving?
I've been literally going into bursts of tears. I would start crying just randomly, and then I'm okay, and then I start crying again, sobbing, full on bawling, and then I'm okay again. And it was quite stressful yesterday because I think at the airport I didn't cry a lot because my mom was they were a little bit overweight with their bags.
Okay.
Because I think my mom has gotten away for so long with having just a little bit more than is necessary or than is allowed.
Yep.
So yesterday as well, she was allowed 25 in each bag. And she was like, oh, it's okay. We can push to 27. It's fine. 27?
I know. 2 kilos.
Yeah. And I know that was allowed a little bit a few years ago when the desks were manned by humans, but now it's all automated. I don't know how.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just Brisbane or if it's just Singapore Airlines or what it is, because when I was speaking to an auntie in Sydney, she said that it's not the case there. So it seems like for some reason it's Brisbane. But you literally have to print your own tickets. You need to wait by yourself, and then it won't go through if it's overweight. So
I know that the domestic flights here, Qantas, all of those are automated now. I know that. But they do have sometimes people to assist you.
Yeah.
But those ones, I think you can still go up to 32 because I think that's when if it's over 32 then they cannot allow it because that's because at the end of the day someone's lifting this bag and putting it inside the plane or whatever, and a human is not meant to lift more than that weight.
Okay, I didn't know
but
that.
I'm surprised to hear that 25 is now I don't know.
Yeah, so the ticket that they bought, for some reason it was 25 kilos and then they had 50 between themselves. So our
Yeah.
first bag, so my Ryan and I actually went to put it on. Like they didn't even come. My parents, they just stayed outside and we just went and we did all that. And the first bag
Yeah.
went through at like 26.8 kilos. So I was like, yes,
Oh.
we got through. And then we put the second bag on and it was like, beep, beep. And then a lady came up to us and she's like, you need to take off 3 kilos. You're 3 kilos over. We're like, damn it.
3 kilos?
Yeah. So we had to come back out.
How much did it weigh?
It was, I don't know, however, 3 kilos too many, I guess. I think it was 26
Okay, 28
point something.
then?
I don't know. Anyway, it was
Yeah.
like we had to
Yeah.
take out 3 kilos. And we got to the
Right.
airport like super early because we were like, we're going to go
Oh, that's
and
good.
like, sort this stuff out. There is never a day in our lives that we will be either underweight or just exactly on point. No matter how, you can give us like 50 kilos and we'll be over. I can guarantee that. Like
Yeah.
that's how it is in our
Yeah.
family. So anyway, we had to bring it back out, which was a little embarrassing because everyone else's bags were going through. It was just us, like the only brown people there. Everything
Yeah.
was overweight.
Classic. Yeah.
So we had to like take stuff out, and my mom was taking food like berries and stuff for my nephew. So we had to
Yeah.
move things around and all that. And she was, I know, like it's so cute. Like she really just wanted to take everything because it was all for other
Yeah.
people. It was not even for herself. Like it was
Yeah.
literally
that's the
stuff.
thing.
Yeah, to give other people. And this is, mind you, with sending 7 other boxes as well. So this is like just
Classic.
I have no words. So anyway, we took stuff out and it was just like quite stressful in that moment to try and put things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
because of that, I was like, I just didn't really cry as much. So I was okay.
Because you were like preoccupied.
Yes,
with everything
exactly.
that's going on.
Yeah. And then when I came home, I was like, wow, the house is so empty and it's like so quiet.
Aw.
And then Ryan had to go to work straight after. So it was just me at home and I was like so upset. I was just
Aw.
crying and crying and then I'm
Yeah.
okay again. And then I'm
feel
like
you.
crying and then I'm okay again. And it's just,
Mm.
it's just a never ending cycle. I was like, I'll be sad and then I'll be okay. And then they come again and then I'm sad again and then I'll be okay. And it's just, it's just the life of
It is. Yeah, it
migrants,
is what it
right?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But now that like you're talking about all this luggage situation, I feel like I have never had a non-stressful, like a relaxed, like flight, like or bag check-in, like ever, except for when I'm like, like domestic, like
Domestic,
traveling
yeah.
domestic, then that's a different story. But whenever I'm traveling internationally, I've never had a peaceful experience because I feel like the first time after I came here, the first time that I traveled to Sri Lanka for the first time, I got to airport early and it was just me by myself, right? I got to airport early and then my hand luggage, the bag broke. I was like, what the hell is this?
Oh no. What do you mean
And
it broke? Like
my
the handle or like the bag?
Yeah, the handle broke. Okay. And then mind you, like the Melbourne airport's like crazy busy, right?
Yeah.
So, and I could see the lines queuing up and I must have like, I don't think I went there super early. Might have been just like on time or something. I don't know. And then, I had to buy a new bag. Lucky MJ was there because I could like send the other bag with him or something. I don't know. Yeah. And then after that, it was overweight. I had to take some stuff down, stuff away, and then I put them in my like school bag or whatever. That's the first experience. And then the second experience when I was in Adelaide, when I went to Sri Lanka, like not last year, the year before, my connecting flight got delayed. But they left these people, so they let us who had another flight to catch like leave out of the plane early, but that didn't like, make any difference. And I'm like, I've never like had to travel interstate before I caught like a direct flight to Sri Lanka. So because you land on the domestic terminal and then you have to go to the international terminal, and I don't know where that is, like because I've never come from like a domestic terminal. And I'm like following other people and I'm running and I could hear they announcing my name. And I'm panicking, right? I'm sweating. And I get there and they haven't even started like queuing. They haven't even started boarding people.
So
I'm like,
why are they
why did you
calling
announce?
you?
I'm like, why are you doing this? Yeah, anyway, that was horrible. And I had to take like and it was like, I don't think it was summer, but it was a bit cold. So I had like this jumper and I had to like strip all that clothes that I was wearing because I was like sweating like a pig because I had to run all those. And I'm like, and I was like, are these people that I'm following going the right way? Are they on the same flight? Because there's all kinds of people. And I'm like, I don't know where to go. And I don't have time to ask.
Oh God.
I was like,
oh my
it was
God.
so
You
stressful.
say that. So I just remembered last time my parents were here. Again, like you said, it's always stress. So they were flying from here to Sydney, and then from Sydney they were catching a flight to Singapore and then to Sri Lanka.
Oh, yeah.
And the last time, it was so stressful that now looking back, it's funny because I think we got there like early, but the airport was so busy that time. Like, I don't know, maybe it was the time. I don't know what was going on. It was so busy. And then my parents, again, were overweight. And the guy who was at the counter, there was a guy at the counter, he was so rude to my mom. Like, he was so rude to her. And because she was like slightly overweight, and he was like, no, you need to pay like $100 whatever dollars. And like I felt so sad because my mom was like, please, like, please, like, let me take that. I really want to take this because this is when Sri Lanka, there was like the Aragale and all that stuff going on, so she was like,
okay.
there was like, there's not a lot of stuff in my home country, so I need to take this stuff up. And he was so rude. He was like, no, you need to pay.
See, I hate it when people are rude to like older
that's the
people.
thing.
Like,
No, but also, right, and it's funny because this guy, I used to actually serve him when I was working at the supermarket. I used to actually serve him, and I remember him, and I was so polite to him. And I was like, you don't have to be on a power trip. Like, I get it. You're doing your job. I get it. But there's no need to be rude. You can actually just be like, I'm really sorry. It's out of my hands. Like, I totally empathize
you could be
with you.
polite because your skill is supposed to be customer service, right?
But
This
he was
is not.
he was fully on a power trip. Like, he was literally like, no, it's $100 whatever
Some
dollars.
people must really
No.
enjoy that.
Yeah. So anyway, I told my mom, I was like, Mommy, just don't beg. Like, we'll pay it. I don't care. Just don't fall, to your knees in front of this stupid man, whatever. Anyway, I was fully ready to pay. And then he put us into like another line. And that lady was like, she checked the system and she's like, oh no, you don't have to pay. You can go through. Which, like, she was super lovely. Yeah. So I don't know what happened there. Anyway, we were standing in line then to go. And then I'm looking at the time, and like the time's like, the line's not moving. The time's not. Oh my God. It was so stressful. Then we realized that we were late. Right. And then Ryan was like, okay, let me just go speak to someone. So he jumped the queue. He went in front. This really lovely lady came and she was like, okay, you guys are really late. Your plane's boarding. Just come through. So we had to go through. It gets better. We had to go through the scanning thing, and the scanner starts beeping, right? And we're like, what is going on? Like, what?
Oh
Surely. And I was like, there's nothing in this bag. I don't know why it's beeping. There's something wrong with your scanner. There's nothing in this bag. You need to like, just let us go. Like, they're about to miss their flight. And they were like, no, we need to check everything in your bag because it's beeping. So they start opening the bag, and there's a pair of shoes in there, and there's a pair of scissors in one of the shoes.
Oh my God. Was it intentional? It was maybe a mistake?
So I think
Or
what
did-
happened was, again, because last time they packed boxes again to send home. So I think it was a pair of
okay.
shoes that was meant to go in a box. But for some reason, they had put a pair of scissors in there. There was a really good pair of scissors that they wanted to take home. And I think my dad didn't realize that there was a pair of scissors in there. So he took the shoe and put it in the hand luggage. And this guy just takes this and he's like, yeah, this is why it's beeping. And I'm like, oh my God, just keep it. Just keep the shoes. I don't care. Just let us go. So we just had to literally just put everything, and I just ran to the gate to tell it because they were announcing them. They were calling my parents. And then I had to run in front to be like, hold the door, they're coming.
Yeah. You cannot leave.
No. And then I go to the gate and I'm like, where are they? Like, they're like super far away. I'm like, I can see them. They're coming. Hang on.
Oh.
And the lady at the gate was like, why are you late? And I was like, what, you think I did this intentionally? Like, of course things are going on. Like,
lady.
yeah, just...
The intention is not to miss the
Yeah,
flight,
just
all
shut
right?
up,
Just calm
okay?
down.
Yeah. So then my parents came and I think then they just like ran onto the flight. So I couldn't even say bye to them properly, which in a way is good because there was no tears. It was just a hug and they were gone. That was good. But it was such a rush. Like as soon as they left, they're like, oh my God, what just happened? So
and then you need to take a moment.
Just a moment. So that's why this time we were like, we're going to get there like 4 hours ahead and then just sort the stuff out. So it was not as stressful as last time, which is good.
Yeah, okay.
But still, you know, it's always some drama. Like you say, I don't think there's any time that I've traveled or my parents have traveled where it hasn't been a drama.
Also, like, so when you travel to Australia from Sri Lanka, do you normally take like Sri Lankan Airlines or?
Oh no, I take Singapore Airlines actually. I've never flown Sri Lankan.
Yeah, so we always take that because that's like a direct flight and it just saves time for us. But it's, I don't know why, but every time, because I don't think so. I feel like both times when we were, I think both times I've traveled and we were traveling together last year, we couldn't check in online for some reason.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And then the baggage claim or like, not the baggage claim, but what's the opposite of baggage claim? Where you're handing on your baggage. Is that baggage claim? What do you call that? I can't remember.
Like
but anyway,
the baggage drop.
Baggage drop. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So that's like also super stressful for no reason because it's like for one, there's like crazy queues because no matter how early you get there, like people always one up you and they would just start like 24 hours early. They'll be there 24 hours early and there's crazy queues. And every time, tell me why, every time we line up on a queue, we have a family of 10 ahead of us and one person's got everyone's passports.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, every time, whether it's a domestic flight, whether it's an international flight, every time we queue up, there's a family of 10, 14, 15 people in front of us. And these kids are crying. And I'm like, oh my God.
But don't just imagine, right? Like I was literally thinking this yesterday. Like yesterday's wasn't even that stressful. Like the airport was pretty quiet when we went, which was amazing. But I was thinking like, this is us stressing, just us adults. Imagine having like screaming, crying kids and toddlers and trying to travel. Like, I don't know how my mom did it, like with 3 kids when we were younger, all alone. Like, I have no idea how she did it.
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't travel. If I have kids, I wouldn't travel for the next 15 years.
Yeah, I agree. Like, until they can get their own passport.
Yeah. I don't know. Because they're gonna cry, they're gonna wanna poop, they're gonna wanna throw up, and they were gonna want to eat stuff, and it's just
stressful.
too chaotic. I was like, we're not traveling. We're only traveling by road.
Yes, I agree.
That's the only road trip.
Yeah. Gosh.
But yeah. Anyways,
that's
a lot of information that we discussed today. I was like, about just flying.
I was like, I don't think I have anything exciting. And then I was like, oh wait, hang on. Lots of exciting things.
But anyway, flying's it's not a pleasant experience.
No,
Flying for a longer amount of time, especially. I don't know. I feel like even now, even though I'm traveling it's only like a 1 hour or like a 45-minute flight, even that becomes stressful because for some reason the Adelaide airport, but I think that's also because there's so many people going to work like myself as well. There's more than one mine site, so there's more people. Like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at the Adelaide airport is like crazy busy. But I know this, right? But I never learned my lesson and I get there the last minute and then there's like crazy queues. And sometimes people think that this is the best time to organize like school trips as well. So there's like
oh God.
There's like 70 school kids ahead of me and I'm like,
have you ever missed your flight? No.
Never. Touch wood. Never. Because we have a rule in our company, if you miss, I think 2 or more flights. I don't know. I feel like I've heard like for graduates it's like 3 because they're quite lenient on graduates. But if you miss 1 or I think 2 or more flights and there's actually, well, I think it's 1 flight if the reason is like, if it's not even a valid reason and you're just lazy and you're late. But if there's like a good enough reason, if it's 2 or if you miss 2 or more flights, you have to take the bus for the next 6 months.
Whoa.
Or you can drive there yourself. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So I'm quite nervous.
That's quite a punishment.
Well, because they pay a lot of, and they usually our flights are overbooked by a certain amount because there's not enough flights. Okay. So you don't want to be actually, and these flights are actually, I think, pays a lot more money for these flights as well, and so they don't want people to be missing the flights.
Fair
and
enough.
Sometimes, mind you, like when you have like 11 a.m. flights, which are like half empty sometimes, which you don't really understand the point. But anyway.
And don't you feel like airport staff are like unnecessarily
they're rude for no reason?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the people who like scan your luggage and they're just like, get your laptop out, put it on the tray. And I'm like, you can say that nicely. You don't have to be rude.
Yeah.
Like, you're like fully on a power trip right now. It's like, you are.
Oh, it's because they know that you have to do what they say.
Yeah, true.
There's no other choice.
Yeah. And like they can
But
like literally get you in trouble for something so minor.
Yeah. And that it's a big thing, right? So I feel like the more it takes time, you're just panicking more. And I feel like, but though, I have to tell you this, but I feel like, so I've been to the Cairns airport. Oh, Cairns is fine as well, but Melbourne airport, Sydney and Adelaide, I feel like people are a bit nicer here in Adelaide. Melbourne's like awful. People are awful.
I can imagine, yeah.
Horrible. But I feel like, but then again, that's arguable because I feel like I see them a lot more, and then the morning flights, the flights that I take to work, the people that I see early morning, they're quite nicer. I feel like, I don't know, could be just me, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've only met like a few, like a
horrible
handful
people.
of nice people, and most of them are generally just like really scary, like for no reason. Yeah.
I wonder if you need to be a little, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
to get into that role.
Or like firm, you know, because this guy I was talking about, the one who was kind of rude to my mum last year, I have served him at the shops, and he was pretty nice. And I was like, this is like, why are you being like this? This is not you, you know? And like, there's no reason to be like, first of all, would you be rude to a white person the way you are right now to my mom?
Ooh,
and secondly,
true.
Yeah, secondly, are you just on a power trip and are you just trying to show your, you know, position or whatever?
Now that you say that, I went to the shops today, and then so I'm clearly I'm wearing, like, imagine this, I'm wearing like a gym like a legging, like a workout wear legging and a workout jacket. You know those this is not Lululemon, but it looks like Lululemon.
Just say it's Lululemon.
It's not. Oh yeah, well yeah, it is Lululemon. Can't afford Lululemon. But it was like this well fitted, you know, those tight fitted those jackets that people wear to run. I don't run, but I love the jacket. So I was wearing that, and over that I had like a very bright, almost leather-like bag, right? And I'm holding like clothes, like belts, because MJ wanted to try something on. And this grandpa out of nowhere comes and asks me, "Are you working at the moment?" I'm like, honey, just take a good look. Are you blind? God. Or are you just asking me because I'm brown and you think all brown people work at Mile? I'm just like,
was this
which
Mile?
part? Like, I'm not wearing... Yeah, this was at Mile.
Why would someone at Mile wear like
exactly. They have like uniforms, right?
Exactly. And they're just like black uniforms.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, no, I'm not working. I'm shopping at the moment. It's like- and then MJ got really mad. But I know that it's just a silly mistake. I know that.
You should
And
be
also
like,
because
yeah,
he's
I'm
old.
working. Can you pay me?
Yes. I can work for you. Depends on how much you pay me. I'm not at the moment, but I can. Do you need like a personal shopping assistant?
Exactly. See, that was an
Make
opportunity.
money while I'm shopping.
That's an opportunity you missed out on.
Yeah. Let me check the back for you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but I know it was like an honest mistake.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Anyway.
But that was just like a bit too obvious though. I don't understand.
Yeah.
How are you making this mistake right now?
He's old. It's okay. We'll forgive him. It's fine.
I know, yeah. He's a grand. I find it really hard to be mad at older people.
Yeah.
Well, there are some who are like quite arrogant, but then mostly I just love senior citizens for some reason. I would adopt a senior citizen if I had the chance. Because I feel like they're wiser.
It really depends on a
true.
variety of reasons, or a variety of factors. Because
Yeah.
some are
Well,
so...
same with babies though.
Yeah.
Some babies are horrendous.
Yeah. I agree.
It's just the way you have to see whether they've been brought up nicely or like it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
But they're kind of sometimes, I feel like some grandmas are just a lot more sassier, which
Yeah.
which is kind of funny and kind of cute at the same time sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, depends. That's true, depends.
Yeah, it depends.
That was an interesting few discussions that we had about our experiences
interesting
with
rant.
life. Yeah, well, yeah. Do comment like about your experiences during your time at the airport as well, because I don't. To this day, I haven't met anyone who's had a pleasant experience. Unless you're flying like business class or first class,
that's
maybe.
true. That is true.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
I
normal
guess maybe you're
povel
yeah.
people like us.
Yeah, I know. Like powers like us would never have that experience.
No, it's like if you want to avoid the povo experience, you pay extra, which we don't pay for.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, never. Never in my life. Unless I got it as a gift, which I don't know who would give me like such a gift, but I don't see myself spending that amount.
No, me neither.
Yeah, unless you get like points or something for Qantas or whatever. Yeah, anyway.
I would literally travel in like a box if I have to Sri Lanka.
If there's a separate class below economy, I will
take it. If it's cheaper or it's free, I will take it. It's okay.
If we have to stand, if you don't even get a seat, I will take
it. I don't care. I just want to get home. That's all I want. And just not pay money.
Exactly. I will be with the bags.
That's what I was thinking. Like
I'll be taking care of your luggage. If you want to pay me to do that.
I'm just providing a service here, guys.
Imagine
so
that. Yeah, I know, it was so funny. But I thought of this question that while I was doing upper body at the gym, because during like lower body, there's no thinking. They're just surviving.
You're just in pain.
Yeah. But I was thinking, Shanali, what are some of the, like now that we're in a very committed long-term relationships, both of us. Well, now you're married, but there's no escaping now.
No.
But I wanted to ask you, what are some of the, I guess, qualities or I wouldn't say red flags necessarily, but what are some of the things that you would have like when you were younger, let's say when you first got to like the dating game, or when you were first like started looking for a relationship, or like a person that you started being attracted to or whatever. What are some of the things or qualities or features or anything that you would have been like, oh, that's okay back then, but now that you're more mature, now that you have a more refined taste, what are some of the things that you'd have been like, absolutely no, or like ill, or like that kind of gave you the ick or whatever? Is there something like that? I wouldn't say necessarily a red flag because that's like an absolute no, right? That's like a deal breaker. Or it depends on the person, exactly.
I
think
I have a bit of a different perspective. So for me, I think when I was like, like younger and like starting to date, if someone had like a bad relationship with their parents or their family, I would have immediately been like, no, like it's
back then or
back
now?
back then, right?
Okay.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Back then I would just be like, no, not happening. It's like absolutely no. But now, like, having gone through life and all that kind of thing, and hearing stories from people, like, I'm very grateful. I have a great relationship with my family. But hearing things from other people and like hearing things about toxic parents and all that kind of thing. Now, if someone told me that they don't really have a great relationship with their mom or their dad or their siblings, I wouldn't immediately jump to like, you're the person who's wrong. You're wrong. It's your mistake. I would like obviously question it a little bit more, try and find out why, because it could be that person cut off their family for their own mental health or their own reasons, and their family is the toxic. It's not always going to be this person's fault, So I think that is something that has changed over time for me.
Insightful.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, that was a very thoughtful answer. I was thinking something. I was like, what are some things that I would be like, no. Well, mine's not that deep.
It doesn't have to be. It's fine. This is not a competition, really silly girl. Saying this now. It's okay. It's not a competition. It's okay.
I thought about this very hard. Okay. But now, like, I'm going to sound very silly saying this answer.
Maybe you should have gone first and I could have gone.
Yeah. It was like, Shanali, let me ask you a question, but let me answer first so you get the theme. Okay, so, but I was thinking, do not laugh at my face now, in my face. Okay. But
I'll hide my mouth.
I was thinking no, but you can laugh. If somebody doesn't know the right washing machine settings, now it's going to be a big fat no for me. Thank you very much, sir, but you can leave.
That is exactly like what I was talking about, right?
Exactly. Because back then, I feel like I was that person back then. But now, if you don't know what setting to use for which clothes, I cannot trust you with my clothes. I cannot trust you with my laundry.
That is so specific.
I know. I think that's so because MJ is that person. And I'm like, you're lucky when I met you. I was just 22 and I didn't care. But if I met you now, boy,
so what do you mean? What do you mean he doesn't know the settings?
But like, the thing is though, he will load the laundry into the washing machine. But I have to put the setting and press start.
Why?
Because he doesn't know which setting to use.
But what do you mean? Can he not read or...
Exactly.
Like it literally says like sportswear. Like what? Quick wash. Like what do you mean?
I know.
Sensitive.
Okay, I have to agree. He's a lot better now. He just uses that one setting. That's it. But now, so that's the thing. I think he just, there's no sorting of laundry. He just piles in like everything. Whites, colors, everything goes in. And then it's just quick wash or a 15-minute wash, which, I cannot. I will cry.
See, okay, like in his defense, I feel like...
But that means that they've never, it makes me question their independence. Like, have you never washed your clothes by yourself? Have you always had help? Then I'm like, this is a little suspicious.
This is the thing. Like, it's the same with me and Ryan. Like, Ryan's very into his laundry, very into his clothes. I'm not allowed to wash his clothes. I'm not allowed to touch it.
Oh.
Because he's very...
So you are that person.
I am. See, this is what I'm trying to defend myself, okay? Like, hear me out. I mean, I can read at least, okay? But whatever. But what I mean is, like, I don't really care about my clothes that much. I don't. I will separate whites, but the rest of my clothes, I don't care. Like, I'll just chuck it in and put it on a 30. Or if it's my gym clothes, I have recently started becoming concerned about my gym clothes because they're expensive. So I put
and
it
they're
on.
a different fabric.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I am doing that. But like I think you are more like Ryan. Like he's literally like, just let me do the laundry because you don't know what
But
you're doing.
I would say, though, I was that person. I never like, because I didn't have like organic cotton, 100% cotton clothes back then, but I do now. I've got like 2.
She's got the big bucks now.
Yeah. And I don't want to be wearing it just like 5 times. If
I
MJ
agree.
washes them, that's it. But at the same time, I'm just starting to realize that if you take care of the clothes and the
I agree.
material, if you're a bit thoughtful earlier, like you can use them for a longer time. So you're
Yeah.
saving money in the longer run. But I feel like, I think MJ's rule is that he wears his outerwear separately and his like clothes that he wears indoors and or like his pajamas would go together regardless of their color. But that cannot happen. Yeah. So, but anyway, now I seem so shallow, but
Listen,
but also I wanted
it's a legit problem. It's okay.
exactly. But also at the same time, let's talk about the opposite. What are some of the things that you would have been like, oh, no, that was the opposite way. So no, what are some of the things that you would have been like, oh, that's a nice to have, but now if that person has it, it's like a positive. It's like, marry me right now, even though you're married now. But let's just say hypothetically.
I can't, like, you put me in the spot now. I need to think about this.
Yeah. It doesn't have to look. I know you gave us such a thoughtful, deep answer. Like, you don't have to think that deep. What are some of the, it could be just like features. It could be like, you know.
I honestly,
Do you normally would you ever date someone that's shorter than you?
Oh, you mean like things like that?
No, as in, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Is that something?
I mean, I'm not very
Why
tall anyway, so it's like,
Yeah, same.
it wouldn't really.
It's very hard to be shorter than you.
Shorter, yeah. I mean, I'm like 5'4",
Yeah.
so like I'm not super tall,
Okay.
I'm not super short. So it would be hard to be shorter than me.
But is that something you would be like, maybe not? Is that a necessary?
No, I don't
like, a
think.
feature?
No, I don't think so. I think for me, like going back to your question, if someone was like really overly friendly, like back then, I feel like I would have been like, oh, it's such a nice like quality, but now I would just be like, okay, you need to stop. Like, I'm talking from.
But that's the answer for the previous question. But it's okay. Keep going.
But like, I would be like why are you so friendly? Like,
Yeah.
like what is going on?
How can I trust you with other people?
Yeah, like just calm down, okay? Like, just you're going a bit overboard.
Too much energy.
Too much.
Have you seen like Devil Wears Prada? It's like,
Yes.
yeah, I see this. I want to see this. I have done that to MJ. So it's just like, what are you talking about? I was like, MJ, I'm seeing this. I want to see this.
But this is you've asked me some very intriguing, very interesting questions, and I'm gonna actually think about it, and I'm gonna give
Okay,
you
we
like a
can
proper
recap.
answer next time. Yeah.
Okay, I have another shallow answer for that.
Okay, go
This
for
is
it.
this is defeating the purpose of my question because Shanali is coming up with like very thoughtful, very deep answers, and I'm here like, Deshani, are you a fucking child? Sorry, but are you a child?
So concerned about the washing machine.
Exactly, and that's very specific because I've gone through that experience.
First world problems.
I'm happy to say that he's quite good now.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I've taught him how to read. But
Very good. Congratulations.
well, I feel like now, one thing that would be like, oh my God, yes, would have been like if that person has a very refined palate and is quite interested in trying different, although I'm not a very adventurous like foodie, but if that person is willing to learn how to cook and like improve, or like regardless, if he can cook, I'd be like,
I know.
marry me right
Right.
now.
I
I would
agree.
propose. I'm
I
like,
agree.
marry me right now, boy.
I agree.
I'd be like that instantly. Instantly. Also, just now that I'm talking about this, I remembered another answer for my previous question.
Okay.
If it's a gamer boy, instant no. Instant no for
Yeah.
me. I'd rather have my man use paint on the computer and draw flowers than play games. I just cannot. I cannot.
But that
Absolutely
being said, there are people who have made like a career out of it, out of gaming.
Yes, but I feel like there's also different careers for me that I would be like absolutely no.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's one of that's one of them.
Right.
I just cannot. I just cannot respect that profession. No, maybe I can, but I do understand why some people gravitate towards that profession. And I know now, like people who do that as a profession needs to also maintain a certain level of physical stamina, or like, to be able to stay in one position and do that, because you need to have a certain level of fitness that allows you to do that. Now that I'm reading more about it, I do understand people who do that as a profession, but I will not be able to have a relationship with a person who does that. And I know, being how mature I am, like back like 20-year-old Dishani would have been like, oh, you play games? Wow, that's amazing. So good. But now I'm just like, boy, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Just get out of my face.
Yeah.
But I do say that, but I am also in a relationship with a person who watches cars go vroom vroom in a circle for 2 hours. But
Can relate.
yeah. So what do I know?
I am married to someone who has a farm on his phone and tends to his farm.
Oh, see, I like that. That's cute. Okay, let me be very precise. Like games that you shoot and you drive, absolute no. But if you're farming and you're cooking, those games I like. I can get on with those games, so we can play together. Okay, I thought I gave it so much thought, but maybe I didn't. But it's just that it's those games, and also those who have like very graphical presentations of women in those games, which absolute no. But if you're farming, I can think about farming, and if you're collecting eggs, I do understand.
And you're building like farmhouses to keep your animals safe.
That's creativity. That's construction. You got to support that.
Basically, you're tradie, right?
Exactly. Ooh, another instant yes for me would have been like, well, not all tradies, but I like
certain ones.
I don't know. I think I like sparkies. I like electricians. Specifically because I'm an electrical engineer. And I feel like that, now that I'm saying these things out loud, I can see how selfish I am. Because it's like for my own good.
At least you're self-aware, so it's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what's important, okay? But I consider this as my therapy sessions, so
exactly.
I need to be saying
I know my red flags and I acknowledge.
Are you proud of me, Shanali? Because
Very
I'm
proud
accepting.
of you. Very proud of you, girl.
But yeah, I think I would like an instant yes would have been like like a sparky, because I feel like there's so many things we could discuss that I don't understand that you can make me understand. Because you have the practical knowledge, I have the theoretical knowledge.
Yeah.
Together, we could be unbeatable.
We're a power couple.
Exactly. Literally, a power couple.
Power couple. See what I did
Oh
there?
my God, it's so smart.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
that was my question. But I would like you to maybe suggest, or like I would like to suggest you think about this.
I
and
will
we can
think
share.
about it. I will think about it.
Yeah.
Long
But
and hard
can-
tonight. I will think about it.
But you haven't told me like an instant answer for the things that you would have been like an instant yes. Maybe what about someone who's like had therapy or who's like
Oh,
pro
yeah.
therapy?
Do you mean like back then or like now? Like, assuming I wasn't.
No, as in
a
something
relationship.
that you would have been like back then, you would have been like, oh, it's a nice to have or a hit or miss. But now,
Actually,
you're
you know
like,
what?
oh,
Now that
wow.
you bring up therapy, I feel like back then, because I was pretty ignorant and I didn't know a lot.
True.
If
Same.
someone told me that they were like having like mental health struggles and they were seeking help, I would be like, okay, just stay away
What's
from me.
wrong with you?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stay away
yeah.
from me. I don't know. I feel like either I would have done that or I would have tried to be their therapist because, you know, I have the savior complex. So, so I don't know which one. I'm not sure.
I can
who
see
would-
that.
Yeah. But like now, if someone told me that, I would be like, amazing. Like, congratulations.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acknowledging your issues and your problems and getting help.
Yeah.
Great job.
It's like, can you give me their number?
Asking for a friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. See, again, another deep, thoughtful answer. Which
No,
is
but
what
you had
I'm
to
looking
kind
for.
of you had to kind of probe that out of me because like
Yeah,
I mean,
know
but
that.
is
I
is
know
true.
that. Yeah, but true. Yeah, right. Have you had? Now that we're on the topic, have you tried therapy both in Sri Lanka and here?
I have had therapy here, but with a Sri Lankan therapist.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That's,
because
okay,
of like
yeah.
I think here I'm not sure if it's covered by Medicare. Probably is. I don't know. I'm not sure. I've never approached it that way. But I know that here it's very like there's like quite a long
Expensive.
waiting period. And you
Oh.
literally get like 1 hour, and on the dot of 1 hour, even if you're like sobbing on the floor, they're just like, okay, time to go. So, like obviously, yeah,
Really?
that's what I've heard. Like my friends and my friends' kids who've had experience with it, like they've literally said on the dot of 1 hour, they're just like done, no matter where you are in your conversation.
That defeats the whole purpose.
I
of
know,
being
that's
like
what I
a
mean.
Therapist.
That's what I mean. So I think the therapists I've had from Sri Lanka, I've had like quite positive experiences where they will happily go on for 2-3 hours if you are like crying, which
Right.
I'm crying all the time anyway. So that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, might as well earn something while listening to this crybaby. They must have been like this.
Like, here she goes again.
Cry, darling, cry. Cha-ching.
Literally, that's like, oh, like Ryan has just like the last few days because I've been crying so much. He's like given me a name because I'm crying. He calls me, what does he call me? Small cry Snelly. That's what he calls me. I don't know why.
Aww.
Because he's like, oh, here she goes. And then like I went outside because my parents set up these garden lights and they're like so beautiful, you know, fairy lights. So I went
Yeah.
out to take the bin out, and then I saw the lights and I started crying. And
Aw.
he's like, oh, here she goes again.
See, I remember when I was like, when I was leaving Sri Lanka last time, like, and then I've never, that was the first time that I ever like cried, like in front of my parents. I've always been like teary-eyed, but I would always think of something else, and like, because I know that if I cry, they're gonna cry, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
And then, but this time I was like, I don't want to go. I just want to stay. And then I tried to cry, and then my mom started crying. And then MJ's like, why are you crying? Because he thinks that I'm like a stone cold hearted, which I am most of the time. But he was like, why?
I
are you
see
crying?
why
I was
he
like,
thinks that.
Do you not love your parents? It's like, what kind of a stupid question is that? And then I instantly got mad, and then I wasn't sad at all.
I think
after
that was his plan to just make you angry.
Yeah,
so
could
you
be.
was he upset? Did he cry? No.
No, he
No.
never. I don't think he would. Yeah, no.
No.
He's like, because he also doesn't want to look sad, and he's like threatening his mom. He's like, you can't cry. I'm telling you now. When we're at the airport, you cannot cry. You're not allowed to cry.
Oh.
Because if he sees his mom cry, then he might get a little bit
Yeah.
sensitive, which I don't know if he would. But he's like, and then he asks the most dumbest questions, like, why are you crying? It's like, do you not like your parents?
Do I look like I'm like having the time
Thrilled
of
to
my life?
leave?
Like what's up, stupid?
Yeah, I'm so thrilled about going back to Australia and spending the rest of my time with you. That's why I'm crying.
See, I just saw 2 red flags there. She can't read. And he can't read emotions.
Emotional intelligence quite low, let me tell you. I was like, and then, oh my God, now that we're unwrapping this, after that presentation that I told you about, I was pretty mad about it, annoyed at it. And then I'm in the car, and then he would not stop asking me about this goddamn presentation. I was like, hang on a second. Do I look like I'm thrilled to be explaining how my presentation went today? Do I look like I want to be talking about this today? And then he's like, I just wanted to, take an interest in what happened in your life. I was like, do I look like I want you to take interest in this particular thing? We can talk about everything else, but this...
Are you talking about the presentation you spoke about last episode? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then he's like, I'll just shut up. And then he's like, he becomes so gloomy.
Literacy 0, emotional intelligence 0. Red flags.
It's so hard living my life, guys.
We apologize. I'm joking, MJ. Please. I'm joking.
Yeah. Please edit this video. We love it. I mean, there are so many good things about him. This is just like an episode where I'm complaining about it. But no, there's so many people who does this. I know that because I lived with a lot of male roommates as well. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you now, all of them are like this. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I haven't found that many people who are male who also have a very high emotional intelligence. Now that I think about it.
There's a few, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess women are from Venus, men are from Mars, right? That's what they say.
True. Have you read that book?
No, I have the book. I'm I can see it right here, but I haven't read it. But I will read it. I'm pretty sure I said this in a previous episode as well, that I will read it, but I will eventually read it.
But I feel like every time I try to explain something, or I ask him, she's like, can you not see this, or can you not understand this? He's like, you should read this book. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I'm like, and that's his answer to every question. I was like, I must read this damn book.
Yeah, we need to.
It's like, what's in this
apparently
book?
It explains things quite well, so we will. Anyway, this episode we were not even going to talk about. We were literally going to talk about something completely different, but as usual.
But that's for another time.
We'll save that topic for next week, maybe.
Yeah, but do share your thoughts on my questions. Do give us your answers so we can be like, oh, that's also another good one to add to my list.
Exactly.
Of more shallow things to look out for.
And then we'll maybe discuss it in another episode.
Yeah, do let us know. But yeah, this episode did not go in the direction that we thought it would.
At all.
But yeah, we'll try to do better next time.
Yeah, we'll try. But I'm sure you guys still had a good laugh, because we definitely did. And I needed that laugh. So thank you, Dash.
Yeah. Love you, girl. Always. But I'm going to ask these questions again next week.
No worries.
So
I will think about it.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be even more deep.
Probably. Actually, yes. After I've had a good think.
But maybe I do need that. Yeah. And I'll try to come up with more funny ones and more shallow ones. I better observe MJ quite closely. I'm just like, what else are you doing wrong?
Poor guy.
But anyway. Yeah, but it's okay.
Anyway,
maybe next episode we'll talk about all the good things
the positives
that MJ's been doing.
Maybe,
the positives.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I think let's end this episode. We've dragged it on for too long.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, guys. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.